Hello everybody, it is me Darcy. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to this The Unnamed Podcast, where I sit here with this guy for about a time, talking rubbish or whatever else comes to my mind.
Yeah.
Usually my mind, barely ever his mind. He doesn't bring a whole lot. Anyway.
I do more than I used to.
But that's kind of
Not
like...
wrong, though.
That's kind of like wanting a pat on the back for, showing up.
Yeah, pretty much. I wasn't asking for a pat on the back. I'm just saying, do a little more.
That's exactly asking for a pat on the back. Hey, I've done more stuff. Anyway, I digress. Guys, we're going to start it off as we often do with a bit of channel news.
Yes, indeed. So, Monday was Indiana Jones. The second part of
Second part.
Yes. Where, do you screw up again? Please tell me you screw up again.
No.
Fuck.
No, man. Like, I never screw up. That's the big thing.
You screwed up in the last one and you said you did.
Did I?
Yes, because you unloaded everyone to where you were and they had all the enemies coming towards you.
Yeah, but that was because I used a gun. I didn't screw up so much as I made a calculated decision that was kind of like, this is going to be bad. However, I don't think there's a good option here. But no, in this one,
Okay.
this one I'm actually just more exploring.
Yeah.
So let me say about this game, right? I don't know how it's going to go. But at the moment, I'm actually really enjoying it. I'm loving it. It's great. Where I'm up to is currently wandering around the Vatican. So in the last episode, I was sneaking into the Vatican. Now I'm there, and I'm just wandering around. And like, it's not one of those games where it's like, oh, here's you're doing the searching part now, or the research part, so that you can continue. Here's a small area to go around. Like, don't get me wrong, it is a small area to go around, but it's like there's all these other mysteries you can do as well. There's like, I'm currently in a disguise.
Yes.
And yeah, and then there's like all this kind of stuff to find and buy and all that kind of stuff. So I finally found out what the money's for. You can buy stuff. So yeah. In all honesty, I'm really enjoying the game. It's great. I've spent, as I said, I spent the last episode just wandering around the Vatican doing mysteries and buying stuff, and yeah, didn't get into any fistfights in this game in today's, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, as I said, like, I was going into this game, I was really hoping to get some of the old movie vibes.
Yeah.
And it's sort of delivering. It's
Nice.
You're not just like, oh, quickly, here's one adventure to the next adventure to the next adventure. It's like, okay, now you're stopping, now you're solving puzzles, now you're trying to, put together all the information to figure out what's going on. Kind of cool. I like it. Found out some, well, there's some funny stuff that kind of happens, which is like, I don't know if it's like the old movie logic and they're using it in the game, or if it's just like, again, people aren't really geniuses when it comes to this kind of stuff, but like there's this one part where you're like in this library and you find a secret tunnel, and then they start talking about renovations. Like the guy who you're with is like, something about the renovations, and I'm like, well, it's a secret tunnel. You don't usually know about secret tunnels when you're planning renovations. It's like, and it's got like a secret entrance and everything. It's like, wow, how the renovator's going to get here to fix it up. And I'm like, I don't know if that's like just like, again, as I said, old movie logic where like people are, the average person tends to be a little bit stupider to make the heroes look smarter, or if it is quite literally just like the writers being like, oh well, hang on, we should make a statement here about the renovations going on. It's like, but it doesn't make sense because we've just uncovered a secret entrance that no one knew about behind a solid wall, unless they were planning to break out that wall, which wouldn't make sense because everything other than this one secret tunnel seems to be rock. So we're going to break out this wall and there's rock there. We can't do anything.
No.
Yeah,
But also, what would you expect out of the Vatican City?
Yeah,
a secret tunnel? Oh no!
But it's as I said, I'm really enjoying it. It's good. Yeah, I'm going to. My plan is to try and do all of the mysteries, and then move on with the story. That way, I get the most out of it.
Makes sense.
Still got a few mysteries to do around the Vatican. Still got some stuff to do. It's funny. It's funny, like, because obviously the last episode was all about the sneaking past the fascists, and then accidentally alerting them when I used a rifle to open a box.
Yeah.
But with this one, it was more like, again, I'm still like kind of avoiding the fascists, but because I'm all disguised, I can just walk around and I'm pretending to be a priest, so it's pretty funny.
That seems like a very indie thing to do.
It is. It is
really
very
is.
much. And like, you know, because of the time frame, he's an American priest in fascist Italy, even though the Vatican City is not really part of Italy, it's its own thing.
Yeah.
Know about it, you know about it. If you don't, well, the Vatican City is its own country, pretty much.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just full of fascists, and you're an American, so it's very much exactly what you would expect from an old Indiana Jones movie, where it's like you are quite literally walking around being like, "Yo, I'm just an American," in a place where they're like, don't like Americans at the moment.
And it's obvious that he is.
Yeah,
it's
to
like,
be fair, like
the disguises are never so good that you look at him and be like, oh no, he belongs here. It's like, it's only, I'd say it's always generally.
The disguises are good in this game. Like,
Okay,
he's quite literally.
I was going to say, in the movies, it was always like, if you glanced past, you'd be like, yep, he belongs here.
No,
then all of a sudden,
we're not talking like a Temple of Doom thing where he's like wearing like the traditional like Indian clothes, but then he's like clearly not of Indian heritage. He's like clearly, hey, look, there's a white guy pretending to be an Indian over there. No, this is like obviously you're in the Vatican. So there's a whole mix of people from different cultures there because you know, the College of Cardinals or whatever.
Yeah.
I run into a nun who I'm fairly sure is English, and like, you know how sometimes in games they're like, this person we're just using a voice actor who sounds like this. They're not actually supposed to be from there. Yeah. I'm fairly sure she's supposed to be properly English because everyone else has been talking in Italian or Latin.
Yeah.
Not really sure which one. I'm pretty sure it's Italian, but it could also be Latin because it's the Vatican.
Yeah, true.
But she is 100% like British nanny, British.
Ah, shit.
And you're sitting there talking to her, and she's just like, Marinara, and you're just like, I'm just like, wow, she's not even a little bit Italian. And I'm like, if they wanted her to be Italian, I'm sure they could have got someone who spoke English with an Italian accent, because they've done a pretty good job filling this place with people just speaking Italian or Latin. Again, I can't really tell because they sound very similar. Like Latin and Italian, because Italian is based on Latin, same as Spanish. There's a lot of parts where you're like, that could be Italian, that could be Latin, and my Italian is only so-so.
Yeah, fair.
I can deal with some of it, not all of it, but there's some stuff. Again, we ran into a situation where I was, a little bit disappointed with Bethesda, just like the River Pants situation, where there's like a box leaning against a chair, like a little bench, and it's leaning over it. So I'm like, if I walk up this, will the box teeter-totter over? It didn't. It just sat there like no one had stepped on it. And I was like, well, that's a bit unfortunate.
A little bit, yeah.
Oh, actually, you know what? I will say this again. So last episode, I walked into the river to see if my pants got wet.
Yeah.
This episode, I was forced to jump into a fountain. So
you could have waited.
Middle of the day, in the middle of the Vatican, dressed as a priest, I jumped into a fountain where a bunch of people were just standing around looking, so I could take a picture of something. And I'm like, way to be disguised, Indy. Yep, just the standard.
Hey, what's that thing over there? Hang on a second.
Standard priest who jumps into a fountain.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, as I said, I'm really loving this game. It's definitely a good one, and I think it's definitely something I'll probably replay. I'm not sure how much replay value it has, but I think it's one of those games where it's like, if you want not so much a puzzle game, but an adventure game, I think you're hard pressed to beat it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because it just hits all of the right notes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Indiana Jones, man, it's good. It's just really good. As I said, there's still a bit to see. We've got to push further into the story and go to more places.
Actually went to go watch it after the last time we were talking about Indiana Jones.
It's good.
I don't have any of the disc copies.
Yeah, well, neither do I.
So now I've got to go and pay to watch them on Amazon.
Yeah.
Because they're not on anything at the moment. At least I don't think so.
Should be on Disney.
You know what? I didn't check Disney.
Should be on Disney.
That's the one I didn't check. Fair enough.
They
Okay.
own LucasArts.
Yeah, I forgot about that. That's my bad.
Question is Indiana Jones LucasArts? I'm fairly sure it is,
Pretty
but
sure.
it could not.
But I know the latest one's on there, or at
Yeah.
least they've been talking about it being on there.
Look, do you want to know the truth about the latest ones?
I haven't watched them.
Kingdom of the Crystal Skull was an indication that you can't really have Indiana Jones anymore.
No, you can't.
Um,
Like, it was okay.
not
but
unless
as
you
good.
want to reshoot the whole thing, like remake it, do a refresh with the new person.
Yeah.
Now, is that a good idea? Probably not.
No,
To
not
sidetrack
really.
from Channel News and talk about Indiana Jones for a moment, I think modern movie makers couldn't make a good Indiana Jones movie because,
Yeah.
like, Indiana Jones has to kind of be set in that mid-war period, right?
Yeah.
He has to be there. You can't have a Indiana Jones set in the modern world where they've got phones and stuff, and all because it takes away,
Yeah, it takes away from some of the adventure, for one.
it takes away a lot of the adventure.
Yeah.
You could have it set earlier, but then you lose a bit of the, a bit of the modern tensions,
Yeah.
The fact that he's a whip and revolver kind of guy.
Yeah.
So you could have it set a little bit earlier, but then the actual world time frame is wrong. You can't fly places because planes aren't really a thing yet,
Yeah.
and all of this kind of stuff. So it needs to be set when it's set, which means you need to understand the world for what it was back then.
Yeah.
And that's where we've run into a few things. So the newest one isn't good, from what I've heard.
Okay.
And
fair.
that's basically what you would expect from modern Hollywood, really. And also a lot to do with the fact that, Harrison Ford is an old man now. And Indiana Jones is supposed to be an adventurer. You can't really have an old man doing adventurous stuff.
No.
So
No, you can't.
you've got that issue. As I said, if you really want to do it, you'd have to remake it with a new person.
Yes.
And if you don't want it to just be like, these are new Indiana Jones, which is going to get a lot of slack. If you want to say, like, these are episodes in the, that fit into the original Indiana Jones, you're going to need someone who pretty much nails Harrison Ford.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Looks probably aren't the most important thing.
No.
I say that with, like, one obvious caveat, which is they could not do what Hollywood loves to do at the moment and race swap him.
No.
You could not do that. It needs to be... But, as long as it's a guy with similar haircut, a similar face structure, it doesn't need to be 100% looking like Indiana Jones.
No, I agree, yes.
Secondly, because this is probably more important, he needs to have the Harrison Ford kind of attitude, walk, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, of
he
course.
needs to carry the character more than look like the character. Because you can have a character who looks like him, but if he doesn't have the same attitude and stuff, you won't believe it.
Oh, yeah.
But
You're going to have that snarkiness.
and you know what? This is actually playing the Indiana Jones game
Yeah.
and like looking at the cutscenes. If you wanted a new Indiana Jones, your best bet is to make it a CG thing.
Yeah.
Just use what they've done so far to make the game, to make Indy and stuff.
Yeah.
Yep, it looks good. You look at some of those
Oh,
pictures
yeah.
from that I'm using for thumbnails. That's the cinematics, and it looks not realistic, but it looks good, and
Yeah.
it saves you having to worry about finding the right actor to replace Harrison Ford and still fit in that universe. You could literally just make new ones to fit in that universe. But again,
Yeah.
then you've got to just have a good, competent writing team, which the more I spend time looking at modern Hollywood, the less I believe that they have anymore. I was talking to some people the other day, and I was like, I honestly don't go and see movies anymore because I'm worried about wasting my time.
Yeah.
I'm like, if I go to a movie and it's bad, I don't give a fuck about the, $45 it cost me.
Yeah.
But the fact that I've now spent about 3 hours with this, I'm like, I that's just something I can't get back.
Yeah,
And
it's understandable.
I have not seen anything recently that has made me go, yeah, actually, yeah, that'd be worth going to see. The last movie I was thinking about going to see was Love and Thunder because of how good Ragnarok was.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I didn't, because Love and Thunder,
Yeah.
from people I trust very much on Marvel movies, Love and Thunder was shit.
Yeah, no.
And it's like, cool, well, I'm glad I didn't go and waste my time.
Yeah.
But that's kind of something which I think is really important that people don't understand anymore, which is you can't catch lightning in a bottle, right?
No.
Ragnarok was great. It was very funny. It had a lot of, just quotable lines in it. And, the setting worked perfectly for that.
Yeah.
Free Guy, which was done by the same director, not as funny,
Yeah.
I kind of felt that was, and let's be fair, that had some really good, like, you had Ryan Reynolds leading that cast, and he can, like, Deadpool has proven that he can do very funny, witty stuff, but it's just, I guess it's like, oh, this director does kooky funny stuff, so they're always trying to do kooky funny stuff, and you're like, cool, but
doesn't work every
time. And you're putting it so now every time you see that director doing something, you're like, oh, it's going to try and be kooky and funny. And, sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. I'm sure Love and Thunder had some parts that people were like, oh, that's a really funny part or whatever. But just on an overall, let's look at this as a whole, it wasn't great. And that's kind of how I feel with a lot of Hollywood at the moment. And TV shows as well. Don't get me started on TV shows. But it's, I don't know, I'm just sitting there going like, maybe...
It's like even in anime, it seems like we're doing the same thing again. It's like, cool. Yeah.
Well, you know what? I often say
I think we're at a point where it's like, it is difficult to do something new.
I was having a conversation. Oh, that's not true.
Well, you can still do a lot of new stuff, but it's like, because this is done popular, let's do it again. And it's but it ends up practically being the same story.
It's what we call being derivative. Yeah. And I was talking to some of my students just the other day because I'm back at work now, and I was talking about AI and how it is a useful tool.
I fucking turned you down.
No, you didn't. You're fucking useless. Anyway, I was talking about AI and how useful of a tool it is if used correctly. But how, when it comes to creative endeavors, people should be the driving force there, because AI can't be creative, it can only be derivative.
Yeah.
However, I'm looking at a lot of people who are just being derivative. Oh, this was really popular, so I'm going to try and do that.
Yeah.
But make it different. And then they don't make it different. Or they're making it different is like, I'm going to put a character that I see myself in as as the best character in this. And it's like, right, okay, whatever. But it kind of, everyone's getting really worried about AI taking jobs. And it's true. There's a lot of jobs that AI is kind of perfect for taking. Just like when robot constructors came in and started taking manufacturing jobs. They're cheaper and you don't have to pay them a salary because guess what? You own them.
True.
You can't own people, which is good. I shouldn't have to say that, but you can't own people, so they're more expensive than machines. So from a company standpoint, you get machines.
Yeah.
But anyway, then there was like the whole Hollywood strike, Actors Guild strike, where they were all like, no, screenwriters strike, I think it was, where they were like, oh, we don't want AI to replace us. And I was kind of like, but you're in a creative industry. Technically, AI can't replace you because AI can't create. It can only derive.
Yeah.
It can only take what's been done before and take from that.
Yeah.
It can't come up with new ideas. But then as I thought more about it, I was like, actually, you guys are just being derivative. So maybe you should be worried about AI taking your job because you're not being very good at it. You're not being creative. You're not doing the thing that AI can't do. So, maybe you should be worried about AI replacing you.
Yeah.
But, like, the real thing is, we we shouldn't be worried about AI replacing our creatives, because at the moment, at least, it can't create.
No.
It can compile, it can derive, it can't create. So if you're in a creative industry and you're worried about AI taking your job, I kind of feel like maybe the onus is on you to get better at doing your job and be more creative. Start pushing the boundaries, start looking at, you know, where you can change things, and not just being like, oh, this is safe, people, this is something we can do because it's safe, you know? Like,
it's like, stop going for safe, try to do something out there.
Yeah. Like,
believe it or not, it works.
It does. And, you know, I get it. It's hard to be 100% creative because it feels like everything's already been done. But that's not the truth. But even then, you don't need to be 100% creative. You just need to be creative.
Yeah.
You know, you need to, if you want to, you know, take inspiration from Tolkien, then take inspiration from Tolkien. But don't just read his stories and be like, okay, I'm going to change up his stories and make them my stories. Read his stories. Look at how he wrote those stories. Look at his world building and say, that's what I want to do. I want to be creative. And it's going to take you time, but that's how you do it. You know, you can't just sit there and be like, oh, hang on, I'm going to just read Tolkien's work and then put my own name on it and change it. You know, change all of these characters to be slightly different. That's not being creative.
No.
It is being derivative. So, I don't know. That's just what I'm saying about that. But in terms of Indiana Jones, I think if we did want a new one, maybe we go down the road of computer models and making it. I don't want to say cartoony because that would give the wrong impression. But like, if they get to claim that the Lion King was live action, the remake, then I can claim that this is live action.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That makes sense.
I think they've proven that they can, in fact, make a pretty realistic looking Indiana Jones and stuff. Now we can use that to make more Indiana Jones movies without having to recast the character.
Well, it's been shown in a lot of things that have been done, like a lot of the Final Fantasy movies.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, I'm just saying, like Kingsglaive, when that came out, how realistic they had that looking.
I don't actually think Kingsglaive was that realistic looking.
Yeah, I mean, at the time, it was more realistic than a lot of other stuff that was out.
True.
Yeah, looking back on it, no, it's not as realistic, but it still looks closer to where you would want to sit.
Here's my argument about it, though. There is an argument against making it look photorealistic.
Oh, yeah,
for the sake of, as technology gets better, it will start to look worse. Yeah. So you actually want it to be stylized. So you want want people to look at it and go like, oh, this looks good, but we can tell it's not 100% realistic.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving right along. Indiana Jones, it's a really good game from what I've seen so far. Let's fingers crossed it stays that way.
Hopefully. So from there,
it's Bethesda game. You know how they are.
Well, yes, of course, yeah. So moving on from there to the next video, which is today, Wednesday, was Satisfactory. Our last part that we've had recorded.
It was. So part 1 of 2. Where we're up to pretty much, and finally we've managed to get past phase 2.
Yes.
Which is good. It means that we can finally move on to a higher level of building. But it's also bad because it kind of means that all the plans that I had in the past are now out the window because there's more building and construction and getting things to do. So once again, all of the fixing up everything and bringing it together is being put on the back burner because there's other things to do.
Well, that's fair. It's also a thing of, it's kind of, I wouldn't even put it completely on the back burner, because now that we've got more and more stuff coming through, it's like, we really need to sort this shit out.
We do, but as I said, it is 100% on the back burner because it's like, oh, we need to sort this stuff out, but it's like, we also need to get this happening, we need to get this happening, we need to get this happening, we need to get that happening, and so it's kind of like for every progression we make, we can't go back. We have less time to go back and fix things. Yeah. Until we're at a steady standpoint. I do have maybe a solution for that, is to do a stream where we fix it, but at the moment I don't know when that would be even possible to do. But yeah, like just jumping on, doing a stream, it would probably only be from my view. But we'd both be there and we'd just be cleaning. It'd just be a cleanup stream. Other things that have happened is, well, I started setting up something that I'm not 100% sure we keep, but the setup is good. I think I've got a few things I want to do to move some stuff around and, you know, get stuff working properly. But at the same time, we're getting close to a point in the game where we'll be able to start moving resources around a lot easier. And once we get to there, I'm kind of sitting there going, okay, so what? I'll probably spend a lot of time fixing that up and getting that working, so that we have.
Oh yeah, because it takes ages.
Yeah, well, not only does it take ages, it's all about organization, and that's, as I said, that's kind of where we've been.
But see, the thing is, because it's not that far away from it. That's why I say it's not fully on the back burner to having to get this sorted, because once that starts,
no, because it's organization about moving the stuff from place to place, not organization of the stuff that's already there, and that's sort of the issue. It's like the new infrastructure has to be really organized, not so much the old infrastructure. But to have the new infrastructure organized, you need to have the old stuff organized, and we're kind of sitting in a point where we're going, okay, so how do I do this? And that's sort of where I'm sitting at the moment, where it's like, how do we get this done? And like the point is, hopefully because of all of this, we'll be able to start moving some stuff around and, you know, just neatening up everything, which is probably one of the biggest things, is like, even if we've got to run things a long distance into hubs, we want those hubs to be neat. And that's sort of where I'm sitting at the moment, where I'm like, okay, it's time to start neatening up everything. But neatening up everything means kind of ripping down a lot of stuff that's already put in place, but you can't do that until you've neatened it up so that you've got new stuff ready to pretty much take over straight away. And so there's a whole big, long fix up that I'm just kind of putting off at the moment.
Which is understandable.
But ideally, I don't know. Ideally, we'll get to do this stream one day soon, maybe in the next couple of months, which is not really soon, but you know, that's as soon as I can kind of organize it, because unfortunately, until the end of August, I don't have weekends, really. I get one day a week where I don't have anything to do, and I
kind of busy on that day.
Yeah, because I don't have anything to do. Like, I don't have a schedule for that day. I need to do everything that needs to get done that day, so it's kind of sucky. But you know, as I said, hopefully in the coming weeks we'll be able to get on that and be able to put out something that is new for us. That'd be a big one. It'd definitely be new for us. Which means also doing some time just getting everything running right for me. But also finally fixing up stuff so that it's a little bit neater. However, I will state this, and you know, this must be stated because it is the truth, but if you've watched the thing, you would understand that a lot of the non-neatness comes from him. 100% him. Like,
can I work neatly? Yes. I just don't often do it.
Occasionally, I will be there being like, I just need to get this done, so I just get it done. But most of the time, I'm trying to be neat. Whereas Kris is just kind of like, yep, I'm doing this, and it's like, there you go. And you've got crap all over the place.
Well, a lot of the time, I'm doing it because it's like, I need it now. Let's go. Like, we need this up and running so we can get moving, that sort of thing.
Yeah, but
unfortunately, it causes a lot of mess.
Look, I will say this, though.
I have tried to keep over at the generators.
Well, I can
that is a little bit...
You failed. Because...
I mean, the generator's pretty neat.
Okay, one part of that is neat, but, like, the underneath... a mess.
Oh, yeah, it's
coal
fucking
going
horrible.
to it, a mess.
Yeah.
Like, you don't even have stuff stacked on top of each other so that you only have one line of things to deal with. And like
Yeah.
this is the issue. It's like you need now we need to go back and fix it. And
Yeah.
it's the old adage of do it the first time right so you don't have to do it again. Well,
Yeah.
we didn't, so now we have to do it again.
Yeah.
And doing it again is probably only going to be like a half measure because it'll be like, okay, now that we've done it again, it's neater, but it's not the neatest it could be because until we're at a point where we know we don't need to change anything, this is what we've got. So for now, everything is working fine, but
Yeah.
it needs to be neatened, and there's probably a few steps between the new building and the neatening up.
Yeah.
So, but my plan is, at least for the oil, because I'll probably be mostly in charge of that, is to have that running super neatly. So,
Yeah.
Fingers crossed that works for us, but we'll see how we go.
Yeah. And then I've got some more steel up and running.
Yeah.
Getting that.
Yeah.
But I've kept that in storage containers over there for now, and we'll work from there, I guess.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
you know, there's a lot of stuff, but we're progressing, and that's the big thing. Like, we are pushing forwards, we're progressing, we're getting a lot more stuff done, which is,
Yeah.
you know, super important because it's just like, okay, as we move forwards, we get more options to fix things and move things, and, you know, pretty much the better everything's running, the more time we have to go back and fix things because we don't have to spend quite so much time getting everything working.
Yeah.
It's going for a wander.
Apparently.
Just hopping in bed.
Yeah.
But yeah, so satisfactory. That's that.
Yeah.
Then obviously Friday we have the
Yes.
podcast.
Yeah.
If you're watching this, thank you.
Indeed.
And then Saturday will be Minecraft, maybe. Fingers crossed it'll be Minecraft. There might be one, there might not be. It kind of just depends how far I get through the editing process before I pretty much have... as I said, I don't have a weekend this weekend because, unfortunately, my softball commitments is both days. So...
Yeah.
I might put out a Minecraft, I might not. It depends if I get one far enough through it. Before I have to start working on Monday's stuff. And next week's stuff, to be more precise.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, I kind of... With Minecraft, I like to put them out, but there's a lot of them. Like, we have a massive backlog. And it's like, hey, if you're want to see us play Minecraft, there's a lot of videos. Go watch some. They're not all brilliant. Some of them were, well, you know, like a lot of videos. We've been playing around with the system, trying to make them better. But, yeah, so I would much rather miss a Minecraft than a Monday video.
Yeah.
And, like, I've even thought about at times being like, maybe we push the Minecraft to a once a fortnight thing, just because that's going to give us more time to make the videos, edit the videos. Surprisingly, Minecrafts take a very long time to edit. Is the big thing about them.
No.
Yeah, I know.
Really?
It's fucking crazy.
Shit.
It's like if you take a bunch of footage and you're like, I don't know if this is going to be, you know, 2 episodes or 1 episode until I've watched it and been like, okay, yeah, there's a lot that needs to be cut here.
Yeah.
You know, apparently that just takes a very long time. So at the moment, I'm still hoping to get one out Saturday, but everything's kind of up in the air. And obviously with me being back at work, everything's just a little bit crazy at the moment. As well as a few other things I've got to do. Just basically, it's almost in the worst time imaginable for me because I've got work's just starting back up. That's new students as well, which is always a joy, Kris. It's a joy.
Yes.
Plus, I'm the only one here, so I've got to look after the dogs and do all the housework and all that kind of stuff and make sure everything's running well and then softball on top of that. So it's like, yeah, you know, fun.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot at the moment, but you know, hopefully by next week I'll have sorted everything out and just be in a zen state because I've already started to sort stuff out. Like over the holidays, I was incredibly slack. And like when I say incredibly slack, I was like just trying to catch up on everything that I've missed over the last like year.
Yeah.
So I was just barely able to function. My brain was just like doot, doot, doot. And I was just like constantly tired. But I think I've sorted that out. I think I'm good now. So, you know, we'll get back into life the way it's supposed to be and power on.
Indeed.
Or at least, you know, keep semi-functioning and just pretend I'm happy.
Fair.
Pretend everything's fine and just keep functioning. You know, that's the goal.
That's the common one.
That's the goal, yeah. But yeah, so there might be a Minecraft, there might not be. If there's not, then it will be next week. And I can tell you what it's going to be, even though it's not filmed yet, which is part of the issue. But it'll be more of me working on the Halloween Island. Lots of stuff to do with both the Halloween and Christmas stuff. But getting that Halloween Island finished and then starting to mess around with it. I know I mentioned it in the last Minecraft, my plans for the Halloween Island. Don't know if I mentioned it in any of the podcasts what my plan is. But my plan is to kind of give Kris a puzzle mansion to explore. So it's going to be stuff to solve. I've seen some really cool things that people can do with redstone and stuff. So I'm going to try and do some of that, and hopefully just make something really fun to explore. And there might be a prize at the end of it for Kris.
Ooh. Hopefully I don't lose in a lava again.
Yeah. Or you will.
You probably, it's a guarantee.
Either way.
It's gonna
but yeah, so whether or not Kris actually can get to it is the question. The prize, I'm definitely thinking about putting a prize in. But you know, there's no guarantee that he'll be able to get it. Because he will be on a time limit. Yeah. Anyway, guys, that's kind of that's my plan. So that's what I hopefully will do. But stay posted on that one.
Indeed.
I think that just about wraps up everything for channel news except subscriber count.
We're almost there, guys. 298.
Yeah, 298.
Very close.
Last time I checked, which is awesome.
Yes.
You know, we are so close to the 300.
Yes.
Which is, if you're wondering, we are celebrating every 100. You know, so every time we cross 100 boundary, it's a great day for us.
Yes.
So yeah, you know, hopefully we will cross that 300 very soon.
Yep.
And not really much more to say on that.
No,
so
pretty straightforward there.
That kind of wraps up channel news, guys.
Indeed.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
Moving right along into other things. Obviously, my life's kind of been taken up with sport at the moment. So, you know, my weekends have kind of been softball.
Yeah.
Got my new batting gloves. They came the other day. That's nice. They're very nice, very orange. They look and feel amazing. They came in a bag. They're in this little bag here with the lightning bolt. So if you know what that is, then you know what they are. Very expensive. Let's put it that way. So I'm going to do my best to not ruin those.
Let's hope so.
Like I did my last ones, which got caught on a fence and tore. And I was like, oh. Yeah. So, you know, but yeah, they're so nice. I put them on yesterday when I got home from work, and I was just like, oh.
Yeah.
And then, they're bright orange as well, which is nice, because orange is a sweet color. If you didn't know.
He likes his orange.
I love orange. Orange is a great color. Okay.
It's probably been mentioned in
purple and orange are great colors, but you just don't put them together, guys.
They
don't
intend to work well.
They don't go great together, but they're two very nice colors, especially if they're in the right shade. And then it just becomes swag. But yeah, so my new batting gloves got here. I got another big expenditure. I want to get a new fielding glove. I say there's nothing wrong with my old one. My old one is falling apart. Like, all of the stitching is broken. I have the stuff to fix it, so I want to do that. But yeah, I also just want to get a new one as well, because my old one is probably 20 years old at this point. Oh, actually, no, more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had it since I was like 12. Yeah. So it's probably closer to 15 years. No, it's probably closer to about 25 years old, because it wasn't.
Okay, so
Actually, no. When
yeah.
did I get it? I probably got it when I was 8. I think
I
that's
was
when I
gonna say
started
if it
playing
was
softball.
12, if you got it when you were 12, it's like that's not 20 years ago.
No, but that's it. Also, wasn't made exactly for me
Yeah, I
on
know,
that day.
I know that, but that doesn't mean it was made over 2 years beforehand.
Pretty sure it was because that's how these things tend to go. But
Well, fair enough then, but still, yeah.
especially considering it was made in America, had to be shipped to Australia.
Well, yeah, okay, fair enough.
But anyway, the point is that glove, yeah, that is the glove I started playing softball and baseball with when I was a child, and
Yeah.
I'm still using it because I love it. It's something that is like massively overstated by people that buy a lot of stuff is just having something that you're so comfortable with. It's not even like it doesn't feel like I'm wearing a glove. I know exactly where the end of that glove is going to be and everything when I'm using it, which is
Yeah.
why the new one is going to be the same size by the same manufacturer, just the newer model of that glove.
Yeah.
And when I say the newer model, it's like the newer.
Yeah, it's very new compared to the other one.
It's like 12 iterations later, maybe.
You probably that would make sense.
But yeah, otherwise I'm going for something that is like the same brand, same manufacturer, even part of the same series. So
Well, that's fair.
just yeah, the numbers are a lot different.
Yes, can imagine.
Yeah, but yeah, that's kind of my plan. That's my two big expenditures.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then otherwise baseball. All-Star weekend was this weekend. That was pretty cool. Or
Yeah.
last weekend. Now that you're watching this.
Yeah.
But All-Star game was the day today, so I was watching that before this started.
Yes.
National League won. Great, love that. I love that.
Well, yeah, of course.
Way better than the American League winning. Ugh, stupid American League. um,
Fair.
no real difference. They're both American leagues, but actually, it is quite funny because the National League doesn't have any teams that aren't American, but the American League has the Canadian team in it.
Huh.
Yeah, figure that one out.
Weird. That's very odd.
Yeah, love it though.
Yeah.
Love it. So that was today. We won. I say we won. National League won because obviously they're the best. Go Nash. Yeah. I've been having a good time. I've been having a very relaxed time.
It's what you need occasionally.
Occasionally, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then and then it's just like the rest of life catching up to you.
Yeah.
In other news, our friends are almost back from Europe.
Oh, he is.
True.
The others, yeah, that's right. They're almost
so everyone should almost be back from their travels, which is fun. They'll have their stories and stuff.
Yeah. Because Jordan got back this morning.
But yeah, then there's the snow trip for next year.
Yes.
The plan. That's gonna be fun.
Indeed.
Provided that we can get stuff sorted.
Well, yeah.
Which is just more on my plate, really, if I'm being honest. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
Can't really avoid that. If you wanna have fun, you've got to sometimes take a little bit of stress. Big point is to do it and then have all the stress before the holiday. I think that's the clever way of doing things.
The best way to do it.
Because I don't know about you, but I see a lot of people that are kind of just like, oh, we'll just wing the holiday. And you're like, okay. And then they get there and it's like everyone's rushing around trying to do stuff because it's like, oh, I want to do this. And it's like, okay, how do we do that? Oh, I don't know.
No, my thing is got to plan ahead. Like, you might need to grab one thing while you're there. But it's something that I've planned to grab while I'm there, so I sort of know that it's coming up.
Yeah, I'm not even really talking about that. I'm like more just talking about the fact that like I've seen
I'm
a lot of
talking
people we know who are like, yeah, I'm going over here, and it's like, cool. So what are you gonna do when you're there? Oh, I'll figure it out when I'm over there. And it's like, okay. And then they get there, and it's like, so what did you do? I didn't end up doing a whole lot because I kind of like I missed this. Why'd you miss it? Oh well, it turns out that by the time I got there, or when I did it, it was a day too late. I arrived a day too late to do it. It's like, okay, well, why didn't you plan better? And it's like, I just kind of thought that it would be going when I got there. It's like,
Cool.
right.
Yeah,
And I know a few people like that who I'm just like, yeah. Whereas I much prefer to be like, okay, I know everything I'm going to do when I get there,
yeah,
and then I don't have to worry about things. And I know that that annoys a few people because they're like, oh, but what about like just being able to go and do things freely? And it's like, that is planned in. It's just, let's go and
yeah,
do something freely. Let's go and do something spontaneous. But,
yeah.
we also have this schedule to keep.
But there's other things that it's like I'm very much the same. It's like there are certain things that I'm going to plan, and it's like these are happening on this day, and then it's
Oh
even
yeah,
sorting
you've
out
got
how
it.
to get there as
You've
well.
got it.
You've got to do it all, and then I agree, and it's just well, what are we doing on that day? I'm like, well, that's a day there's nothing planned. We can do whatever the hell we want.
Yeah, well, I
You know?
think I ran into that with Jordan when we went to the Blue Mountains
Yeah.
because, like, I did none of that planning. That was not, I'm like, nope, I'm not planning any of this.
Yep.
And there were a few times where it's like, I want to do this, I want to do that. And then it was like, we'd get there and it'd be like, cool, there's like, I want to go on a bushwalk here because this is apparently a good bushwalk. We get there and it's like, cool, this is a 5 hour bushwalk. And
Yeah.
it's like, oh, well, I want to do this one and this one and this one. It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that comes a little bit from just not like because it was his first time there, and like I don't know what his experience is with bushwalks, but if it's anything like the ones around here, where it's like every bushwalk is like, oh, it's 2 hours max, 2 hours max.
Oh, there's some longer ones around here, but you've got to fucking drive for them.
Yeah.
You got to plan the whole day for that one.
Yeah, well, but that's kind of what they are as well, because it's like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
you go to this one mountain and there's like 6 different bushwalking tracks, and 2 of them are like 8 hours long, and you're like, oh, I thought we could do all of them, and then go to the next mountain. It's like, no,
No.
no, we're
You
going that.
you pretty much you pick a mountain for that trip at that time, unless you're planning on being there for a couple of weeks. You pick one of the mountains.
But like, so I think going there gave him a better indication of how to plan for next time he goes there,
Yeah.
because it's kind of like you want to, if you want to do it right, if you want to go and do like all of the bushwalks or even just like the big like 2 or 3 of the big long ones, you need about a week there,
Yeah.
and it's like that way you're set. You've got time. You can go and do the stuff you've got to do.
Yeah.
Whereas, yeah, we were kind of more just like, oh yeah, we'll go and see this. Oh yeah, we'll go and see this. Oh yeah, we'll go and see this. And
Yeah.
a lot of that kind of led to, oh, okay, well we'll take the shortest track, or we'll go and do this, or we'll go and do that, or oh we can only go halfway down this track, and we can't really get to where you want to go. Another thing I found out is that Jordan really doesn't understand waterfalls.
I believe we've discussed this. How?
He's like I don't know if it's like he believes that every waterfall should have a swimming hole attached to it,
Oh.
and he also doesn't understand that like depending on where you are depends on what the waterfall is, and when you're in the Blue Mountains you're generally at the top of the waterfall,
Yeah.
which means you've got to go down to the bottom,
Yeah.
which is generally a couple of hours away.
Yes.
Yeah, so because like there was a few times where he's like, oh, I want to see a waterfall, and then I'd be like, okay, yeah, here's a waterfall, and it's like, no, I want to go to the base of it, and it's like,
We're a few hours away from that one.
yeah, and like
shit.
even when we were in where did we go first? The beach place.
Oh, fucking was it Byron Bay?
Byron Bay, that's
Yeah.
the one. Yeah, like there was a waterfall there, and like there was a little bit of a trickle up the top where people were swimming and stuff, and you could like sit in the water and come up to like your stomach or whatever.
Yeah.
But like I was also kind of like, I wouldn't want to be swimming in that. It doesn't look very nice.
No.
And like it looks like it's a trickle, not a stream. And
Yeah.
I don't like swimming in stagnant water ever.
Yeah.
But yeah, swimming would be a generous thing. It was like you could
You could sit.
dip in it, so it wasn't really.
It was like a kiddie pool for us.
Yeah, more or less. Like there were lots of people in there. Don't get
Yeah.
me wrong. Like people going and doing it, but I
So
was
once they all got out, up to your knees.
I was like, yeah, I was just kind of like, it's not really what I would like. It's not like what they get out when they go out to Stony or whatever, and they're in the water and stuff. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, no, this is a trickle. It's a waterfall. It's not it's not a swimming hole. It's not this. It's a waterfall. And again, that one we were at the top of it, not at the bottom.
Yeah.
You can get to the bottom, but it's like a 5-hour round track, and it's like, it's like so, and that's what I'm like, you know, you just got to sometimes know these things and be ahead of them, because otherwise you end up being like, I want to do this, and then you go, okay, how long have you planned to do it? Well, I guess you end up like a lot of Europeans in Australia, where they get here and they tell you, I'm going to go from Sydney to Perth, then I'm going to go to Darwin, then Brisbane, then back to Sydney, and then I'm going to leave. And you're like, cool, how long you got? Oh, like 3 days. Shit, right, okay, you do that.
Yeah, have fun. Have fun being stuck at the second place.
Yeah. You're not getting from Sydney to Perth and back. Are you flying? No, I'm going to drive. Okay, well, you're not getting to Sydney, from Sydney to Perth and back in 3 days.
Oh no, you'll get to Perth. Have fun getting back.
Yeah.
Without flying back.
But yeah, so like it's kind of like you need to plan things out. You need to know a little bit about it, and so that's kind of the thing. I know he's set on Japan. I'm like, okay, well, let me have a look at Japan then.
Yeah.
I want to go to Japan. I'm just not the super keenest on it for several reasons.
Yeah.
Biggest one is the language barrier.
Like,
that's
fair.
Going to be pretty rough to get over.
Yeah, look, I mean, it depends on where you go in Japan. Like, if you actually want to go a little bit out of the way, yes, that's going to be a problem. If you actually stay in the main sort of places, you actually don't have much of an issue.
Yeah, I guess.
As I said, it really depends on where you go. The tourist areas, no, you've got no problems.
Yeah,
you won't have problems.
Oh, I guarantee you there's...
You go to a place that's like, hey, you go to this place. It's on that back road. It's like, no, you're not. You're going to have a problem. You go to one of the, a little village or something, you're gonna have a problem.
Well, I'm not even like 100% worried about that, because like I know that English is one of the languages that they will pretty much learn over there.
Yes.
It's like, a bit of that, but I just I guess my main worry is about things like cultural stuff, because obviously meet the lads from Rockhampton who are almost not cultured. Oh, what's the correct term? Oh yeah, they have no culture. They don't understand cultural relevance.
Yeah, and that's why it becomes that thing of like, and as we said before, we get specific on who we invite to these.
Yeah, but like so I don't know. I'm like I want to go to Japan. I'm just like, is this the best time to do it for me? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But I got to do a lot of looking into things. Put together kind of portfolio, see what's happening. Yeah. Obviously, because it's a snow trip, got to vector that in as well.
Yeah.
Which is vector that in, as well as if you're over there, you probably want to, probably want to spend about 2 full weeks there. So like fully planning, figuring out the time frame, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, especially when you want to sort of.
I think it would be okay though, because I'm kind of like being over there in the Christmas season. That's obviously when we'd have to go. I'm like, I think that would actually be kind of awesome. But again,
hey, if it's Christmas Day, there's a big thing they eat on Christmas Day over there.
Shut up. But no, the big thing is I'm just like, there's so much planning. Like, there's so much planning that goes into it, and
it's when you go for a trip, especially that big.
Well, like, and again, like, because.
Well, see, the next thing is, I think he's jumped for it because we're gonna get this done, but he's also had the trip just now that he's had somewhat planned for him. That's my
worry. It's like he's like,
this is one that
he didn't really plan this trip. He just kind of went for a pack, and it's like, okay, so you've got the pack, and it's like, sweet. Whereas this is like, he had absolutely nothing to do with the last snow trip, which wasn't even that hard to plan, because it was like, all I need to do is put together a way to get there.
Yeah.
And a place to stay when we're there. We were still in the same country. We didn't have anything else to sort out.
Yeah.
And it's like, this one is going to be like, okay, we've got to sort out this, we've got to sort out that, we've got to sort out this, we've got to sort out that.
Yeah, we're going to have heaps of stuff.
And it's like, we've got to sort out travel, we've got to sort out what we're going to do once we're there, we've got to sort out, like,
Travel insurance.
Travel insurance. We got to sort out, like,
Yeah.
unlike this time when it was like, okay, so for the last snow trip, I was literally doing maths in my head as we were traveling, figuring out where we were going to make it to so I could book a place that night.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, this is going to be, everything's going to need to be booked in advance because there's no, you know.
And it makes it difficult because it's somewhere where we've never been.
Yeah.
So
like,
we've got to be like, okay, so how long is it going to take?
The other thing is,
here
like,
to
the
here?
other thing is when it comes, I don't know what Japan's snow is like, and I really don't want to be. If I'm going to do it, I want to do it right, and I want to be like what we did here, where we got ourselves our own place we could stay, where we could come and go, and then, like, I don't want to stay in, like, tiny little rooms or whatever, but I don't know if that's what Japan does. You know, if we're going to Japan and we're staying there, I really want to fucking stay at a hot spring one night.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And there's, like, so much that I want to do that I'm like, okay, so I got to start doing this, and he's like he's already sent, like, the thing being like, hey, yeah, we got to do this, and he's already changed the name of the group or whatever again
Yeah,
to fit his latest thing.
Soon as he got back into town.
Like, he changed it to fit his latest sensation, and I'm like, okay. And that's sort of my biggest problem with all of it is, like, I am incredibly someone who's like, if I say I'm gonna do something, I fucking do it. I don't give a damn. I'm just getting in. I'm getting it done. Whereas a lot of the people we know are like, yeah, I'll do this, I'll do this, and then, like, last minute they're like, oh yeah, I'm pulling out.
Well, see, the next thing is, like, he was talking with Anna about going to Japan at the beginning of next year.
You mean the end of this year? Beginning of next year?
Pretty sure, yeah. So when we talked about it a while back, saying that New Zealand was our plan because
the same
easier
hemisphere works great.
Yeah, so I don't know whether he's talking about planning the trip that he was planning with Anna, or he's planning our snow trip with the big one.
I'm not going to lie. For a big snow trip, start of next year, we could be a little bit too far gone.
Oh, it's way too far gone.
Like, because you've got to book everything. You've got to have your numbers pretty much. Like,
I don't think about the money. I've just had to spend like $2,500.
Yeah, but you think about where we were when I was doing it, and I was like, yo, I'm putting down everything. Okay, I need to know if you guys are coming by this day. And then I was like, yeah, okay, yeah, you don't have a choice anymore. You're coming. Like, that was all 6 months in advance.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, so, yeah, I don't know. Like, and as I said, the other thing is, like, I know for a fact when a few of our friends travel, they're like, yeah, we just stay in, like, hostels and stuff. I'm like, hey, I do not.
No, I don't either.
I'm like, I don't do that.
Some people like it,
but we can travel really, really cheap and easily, and we don't have to plan much out because we'll just stay in, like, these really cheap, nasty hotels. And I'm like, no, I do not do that.
No.
I'm like, this is my fun trip, snow trip. This is not.
This is the big
trip. Not this. This is not. Let's just go and do things. And yeah, I'm like, don't get me wrong. I'm still happy to go out and do stuff. It's like, but I want a place that is mine.
Oh yeah.
To go back to at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I do not like being like, okay, let's go back to this place where we have a bed. And I'm like, no, that's not gonna
No. That's a bit.
Oh, you share a bed with 4 people? Yeah, I'm not a child anymore. I don't share my bedroom with people.
We are not small people.
Well, it's not even that. Like, I think back to, like, when I was in, like, going to school camps and stuff, and they're like, yeah, you're just in this room and there's, like, 4 bunk beds, and you're like, yeah, okay. And now it's like, oh, you're in this room and there's 4. No, get fucked.
I mean, we did that at the end of last year.
What did we do at the end of last year?
The trip to the Gold Coast.
Oh yeah. But that was a party house. We were like, really, over that entire weekend, how much did we use the beds?
No, not a lot.
We were what, in bed by like 4 a.m. every day and out of it by like
9 in the morning.
Yeah. So
yeah, we weren't in.
Over like a 3-day period, we used those beds for like 10 hours
total. Yeah.
And those bedrooms for even smaller amounts of time because we were just out all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's sort of my thing. It's like I'm like, no, I'm not staying in a room for a week with 4 other people.
No,
It's like no.
that's
Darcy gets his own room.
that is too long. No.
Darcy gets his own room so he can come and go as he pleases. And if he wants to stay awake playing video games till 3 in the morning, he can. And no one's going to be there being like, oh, turn off the light, go to bed, I want to sleep.
Yeah.
Not about that. Not about that. But yeah, as like, I don't know. We'll have to see what he wants. Because if he is planning to do this festival thing at the start of the year, and that's what he's wanting to plan, then it's like, cool, yeah, go do that. But yeah, my plan is end of next year. Because as I said, I kind of want to go there at like just before Christmas.
Oh yeah, if we're going to Japan,
because I want to like they go hard on Christmas.
They do,
and I want to see it. I don't want to be like the aftermath, January, February kind of winter where it's like everyone's kind of depressed and sad and Christmas is over and no one has any money and everyone's just going to like, oh, now we've got to go back to a real life. No, I want to see the magical time of year.
Oh, of course. Why wouldn't you?
I want to see the best time of year. But yeah, no, and so the other thing is like, there's so much that you've kind of, you've got to plan this out like well. It's like, okay, where do we want to go? And I just have this feeling that it's like, where do we want to go? I want to go and do this. Okay, but where is that? Oh, I don't know. I just like, I can almost imagine, like I said, everyone will be like, oh, I want to go and do like a hot spring. It's like, cool, that'd be awesome, especially in winter. The snow, the hot spring, like just perfect. And then it's like, cool, so where do we do that? Oh, I don't know, let's just do one. It's like, okay, so now we've got to look into that and be like, okay, so which one's is this going to be near everything else we're doing? Or is the one that we're choosing so far out of the way that it's just not practical?
And so we've effectively got to put 2 days aside just for that.
Well, bullet trains, but
Well, yeah.
And then it's like, okay, so what else do we want to do? Something that I really want to do when we're there is I'd probably want to go to Disneyland Tokyo because I've never been to a Disneyland.
Yeah, that same year. Yeah.
And it's like, cool, I want to go there. But that's a whole day.
Of course.
Put aside, or maybe even 2. But okay, so then, where's that? Well, it's obviously in Tokyo, but where's that in regards to everything else? Because the snow's not in Tokyo. Well, it might snow in Tokyo, but we're not skiing in Tokyo.
No.
We could base jump in Tokyo.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, so there's a lot to figure out, and I'm just kind of like, sitting there and I'm like, I know he's all hyped up because he's just gone back from his first big travel. But at the same time, I'm like, he also does not know about all of the stuff that goes into this. And he's just kind of, his thing is like, okay, let's go to Japan and who wants to go? And it's like, that is not the first thing you do. You start planning out, okay, what do I want to see? Where do I want to go? Who are the people that are 100% going to come with me?
Yeah.
And what do we want to do? And then let's start bringing people into the trip being like, okay, so this is the plan. This is what we're going to do. Yeah. So otherwise you end up with like, yeah, I got 20 people that want to go and they all want to do completely different things. And it's like, yeah, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, and then we've got to sort out how long we're going to be in the snow for, like actually for snowboarding, skiing, all that.
Dude, that is a non-negotiable week.
That's what I thought too.
There's a non-negotiable at least 5
days. I
days.
talked to it about with Jacob, and he's like, I don't know if I want to be in the snow for like a week. And it's like, plan is we do a lot of touristy stuff after or before, whichever order we do it in. Doesn't really matter. Probably before.
I would say after.
After? What if an injury comes up? Touristy stuff makes it difficult with an injury.
Okay, you say that, but at the same time, doing all the touristy stuff means getting a lot of touristy things, having to transport them to the snow.
Yeah, okay, fair point, yeah.
Because my thoughts, and again, I don't know enough about Japan and its snow, but my thoughts are, the snow places are going to be out of the way.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, we're going to probably have to catch a train there and then maybe a bus from the train stop. It's like, oh yeah, we just went to Disneyland and Akihabara and all these places we wanted to go and we've got all this extra shit and now we've got to... We didn't plan for this when we paid for
fair.
Stuff on the train, stuff on the,
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's fair.
So my thing is always touristy stuff comes after the main reason. That way it's like, okay, now that we're spending 4 days in Tokyo or whatever, we can go and do all the Tokyo stuff, and we don't have to then worry about getting everything out of Tokyo onto the, into this tiny little area of the country.
Oh, that's fair. Whereas Jacob was like, no, I'd probably let you go to the snow, and then I'd go off and do my own thing and just meet up somewhere. It's like,
again, kind of reeks of someone who doesn't know how to travel, because you can do that.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, you can do that. Not the best plan to do if you're in a country all by yourself for the first time.
Yeah.
Where you're like, oh yeah, you guys go to the snow. I'm going to just bum around this city for a bit. And it's like, cool. Well, I guess we'll meet you in a week, maybe.
If we ever see you again. Yeah.
Like, we don't, it's not like you're just like, yeah. Like, I kind of get that he's like getting that idea from like when we went to the Gold Coast and it was like, we're going to do this. And he was like, no, I'll just stay here at the house. It's
Probably.
like, okay, yeah, but we're not going to have a house.
No.
We're going to have where we're staying, and you're going to be elsewhere.
Which means you've got to sort out your accommodation.
Yeah.
And if you're wanting to travel, then you've got to sort out your accommodation every night.
Exactly. So yeah, not the smartest plan, I don't think.
Yeah, probably not.
Not unless like he's and as I said, like that's kind of again where I sit with Jordan, because I'm just like, you just jumped on a tour pretty much and went, okay, and now I do what the tour does. I'm like, so you're like, oh, we can go here and we can do this and we can do that. And it's like, cool, now we've got to plan how to get there, and that's something that he didn't have to do. And okay, now that we've planned how to get there, we've got to plan where to stay. Well, again, that's something he didn't have to do. And it's like, it's just all of these things that's like, he didn't have to do it last time. I'm just sitting there going, is that on your mind? Have you thought about this? And I keep coming to the answer of, no, he hasn't. He hasn't thought about this kind of stuff. And, how hard it is to get him to decide on anything that's out of his way is kind of my other worry. Because I'm like,
Well,
I'm not looking forward to it.
It should be a little bit easier this time now that he has done a little bit of travel.
Yeah, but
because originally the first time we were planning this, he was like, I don't know if I want to do it. And now he seems to be all in for it. So it's like asking him a question. It's like, yeah, no, what's happened? What do we do?
Yeah, but I remember I also traveled with him to the Blue Mountains, where I was like, okay, what do you want to do? And it was like,
yeah.
And that was earlier this year. Like
I know.
It's actually, everything's not planned out for you, and you have to make the decisions. He kind of goes a little bit limp. And my issue is that I don't want this to be the case, but I can almost guarantee it that a lot of this is going to fall on my shoulders to plan stuff and put together and figure out like it did last time. And I'm sitting there going, I don't want to be fucking doing this with 30 people who are like, oh, but yeah, oh.
No, you would probably still even be looking at like a smaller group.
Oh yeah, I know. 30 people was an exaggeration.
Oh, I know
being
that.
Hyperbolic,
yeah.
But
I'm well aware of that.
But I'm just saying, like, the bigger that group gets, the harder it becomes to, rein everything in and be like, okay, we need this by this date, because someone's gonna be like, oh, Hank, can I get that to your later date? No, we need this all done by this date. Oh, well, I'm just not very organized at the moment.
Well, you need to get your shit together. Yeah, pretty much.
And I'm like, as I said, I have dealt with that in the past snow trip.
Yes.
And I'm just like, that it was hard enough to wrangle two of you to go, 2,000 kilometers from where we live, let alone across an ocean to a different country with a different culture in a language we don't speak.
No.
I'm just like, I'm not going to be putting up with fucking stupid shit.
Oh, yeah, no, completely understandable.
And if it does fall into me planning, it's like, okay, well then, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and there's not going to be any fucking complaints.
No. You just said you wanted to go to this place, we're here.
If there are complaints, you will be facing the wrath of angry Darcy.
Yes.
And I know a lot of you are like, oh, but Darcy's just a big teddy bear, but angry Darcy is the type that throws people out windows.
I don't think I've ever said that.
Oh, there's a few that think that.
I know there's a few that think that, but I'm on the side of things like, no, he'll throw out Gemini. There's windows. He knows the word. He knows the word.
I do know the word. I I learned it when living on the 6th floor of a building.
I need you to
Figure
understand.
that one out.
There's a reason he knows the word, and it's not good.
Yeah.
Well,
but anyway, that's sort of where I sit at the moment with everything. I'm like, I've got so much on my plate, and now this, and I'm just like, oh okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, I digress. Yeah, I think that's everything, guys. We've been going for long enough that I'm happy. Kris is happy. He's never not happy, especially when it comes to not doing any work. So thank you for joining us. If you've liked this video, consider liking, sharing, commenting, or subscribing. If you want to see more from me and Kris, check out the rest of the channel. We have a whole variety of videos about us playing video games, average to poor, poor to average, however you want to say that.
More on the poor than average, but yes.
There's videos with both of us. There's videos with just me, and yeah, check them out if you want to see them. But until next time, guys, I've been Darcy. That's Kris.
Well,
thank you for joining us, and we will both see you next time right here on the channel.
Indeed.
See you later, guys.
See ya.